What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So, I want to spend some time on my segment, What's Next? Talk about Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, let you know what I think. So, as far as the Malik Scott fight, some of you guys are screaming, hollering, it was a fixed fight. He winked. He winked. Alright, whatever. The fight's over. He winked. He got knocked out. Didn't want to continue. And you got to understand that sometimes people don't get back up for a variety of reasons. I said this in the first video I did right after the knockout. Some of you guys probably don't watch boxing like you claim to, but there's different reasons why people don't get up. Some people, when they feel a taste of that early power, they're like, no, I don't want no more. You know what I'm saying? Just like the dude, the Pops on Friday when he got his son knocked out. He's like, you want some of this too, old man? When Debo was like, you want some of this too, old man? And he was like, no. Some of these fighters do that. Victor Ortiz, I really think he could have continued in the Luis Collazo fight. But he didn't, and he lost. So label him a quitter, a coward, no heart, whatever you want. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, the fight's over. Malik Scott lost the first round. He winked, whatever the fuck y'all want to say. It's over. 31-0, 31 KOs. So Deontay Wilder, there's things that I see that he does wrong. It looks like he's working on it. He's wild, like in the Audley Harrison fight. I think he was just he was swinging so hard trying to get Harrison out of there, where he damn near knocked himself down. And it was just like, I mean, I get it. You want to maintain this KO percentage and the Bronze Bomber image, but fuck, like, calm down, because when you get in there with someone who's perhaps more calculated, it could be a different ball game. So the Malik Scott, in my opinion, the fight didn't really tell me anything new. It just told me that this kid has freakish power. Like, this dude is strong and he can crack. I do know that. But one thing is, he has 31 fights, no losses, 31 by KO, a limited resume. I mean, he's fought some ex-world champions or ex-Olympians and that kind of thing, but it's still limited. Malik Scott was supposed to be the test, and I was actually hoping it went past round one to see what he's made of. Someone who could potentially frustrate or puzzle him. Kind of like if you watch Danny Garcia versus Mauricio Herrera. Going into that fight, I told you guys Danny Garcia has more power. However, through good boxing, Mauricio Herrera was able to establish his jab and frustrate Danny Garcia. And I thought Malik Scott would be able to, I always pictured him getting knocked out by Deontay Wilder, but I thought he would shine at least in some spots and he could possibly go past the 5th round, maybe the 5th or 6th round or whatever, before getting stopped. But I was wrong. KO came a lot earlier in the 1st round. So it's kind of like a gift and a curse. You have this freakish power, so you're getting guys out of there, but you also have 31 fights, and none of them have went past round 6, which could be bad. Could be bad because I don't know what this kid's stamina is like. I don't know what Deontay Wilder's stamina is like because I haven't seen it. So to me, I build and base a lot off of what I see. You look at Keith Thurman. One reason I'm so high up and saying Keith Thurman is a problem at welterweight is because he too was a fighter who, kind of like Deontay Wilder, has the power, and I think he relied on it. He was kind of wild. When I first started seeing Keith Thurman on televised fights and stuff, he seemed very wild and very aggressive, like he was searching for the knockout. But then, as the fight developed and he started kind of moving up in competition, I seen different levels to his game, and that's exactly what I need to see from Deontay Wilder. So in Keith Thurman's situation, like I said, he was wild and crazy, but he was getting the job done. They call him one time. And then I seen him move up in weight to 54 and fight Carlos Quintana, who has the ability to make people look bad because he's an awkward fighter and he's a seasoned veteran. And then he stopped him, and I was like, whoa, okay. That was one point. You know what I mean? I take these fights and I watch them and I put things in my memory bank. So I was like, damn, he obviously has the power to go up to 54 and then stop him. Then I seen him versus Zibic, and he went the distance. There was a tough, durable guy that couldn't get knocked out. He was just tough. He was taking a lot of punishing shots, but some people just won't go out. Watch Pacquiao Margarito. Margarito's taking hellacious shots, still didn't get knocked out. So it was good to see that. And then the Diego Chavez fight was perhaps one of the most telling fights for me with Keith Thurman. So I wish I had a little bit more to gauge Deontay Wilder's progress. I've seen him progress where he's more patient. Like in the Malik Scott, he didn't just say, oh, I'm the bigger puncher, and then just come in crazy and reckless. In his fight before that, his opponent came in like a bull in a china shop, just like really crazy and like fearless, and obviously started getting pieced up, and he got stopped too. So it's good to see a couple different looks, but I was hoping Malik Scott could perhaps take him into the middle, maybe even the later rounds, just to see what his stamina is like. You know what I mean? Sometimes these power punchers, they get winded. But I really think Deontay Wilder has the goods to keep improving. And there's certain guys that are blessed with this power, like Gennady Golovkin and Deontay Wilder. I kind of hold them in the same regard. Watching them with the eye test, I see things that they do wrong. I'm like, damn, Triple G ain't really moving his head. Don't get me wrong, Triple G is a great fighter, and there's a lot that he does well, but I see things and I'm like, man, this guy, Curtis Stevens, might be able to exploit it, and then he can't. So when you have that crazy power for your division, that's the equalizer. And sometimes you can be so good at one thing that your weaknesses don't really bleed through because they're overcompensated by what you're doing right. And I think that might be the case with Deontay Wilder. For all his faults, his hangups, the things you don't like, he may just be that strong where, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be his saving grace. I told you in the past, as far as Rigondeaux is concerned, I'm not really 100% on Rigondeaux's chin. I don't know if he could just take a monstrous flush shot. But the problem is, he has such an impeccable defense to the point where he doesn't really take flush shots. So it doesn't fucking matter. And he's such a quick counterpuncher to the point where the things that he's doing right could help preserve and protect the fact that I still am not sold on Rigondeaux's chin. I don't know what his chin's like. You know what I mean? Like, I can't picture Rigondeaux taking punishment like Angulo took versus Canelo. And obviously I'm not talking about Rigondeaux versus Canelo, but if there's a fighter in his weight division that was like Canelo, you know what I mean, and he was just taking hellacious shots, I don't know if Rigondeaux would still be standing. But again, in the sport of boxing, if you excel in one thing to the point where it just takes the place of what you're doing wrong, then you're good. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of the case with Deontay Wilder and Triple G as well. And I'm not comparing those two fighters because Triple G is a huge amateur pedigree and they're different fighters, totally different divisions, everything. I'm just making the comparison that despite flaws that we may see, you still got to walk through fucking fire and walk through hell to exploit those, because you have to be able to take a shot. And these dudes carry that power that is game-changing. So Deontay Wilder might just be the next American heavyweight. I was never sold on Seth Mitchell. In fact, I actually just liked Seth Mitchell because he seemed like a cool dude, a humble dude. And he started, they had the football story, and that was cut short. So I had well wishes for him, but I never just told you, like, based on his competition, he had like, I don't know, 20-something fights. Hadn't really fought nobody. And then I just seen vulnerabilities. Like he was getting hurt too easy. So I was just like, nah, this dude don't have the chin. He got hurt by Jonathan Banks, Chris Arreola, but even before that, I think he fought Witherspoon. And even though he was able to stop Witherspoon, he got hurt drastically in it. You know what I'm saying? To the point where he almost got knocked out. And then right after, I think he fought Banks, got knocked out. And then even in the rematch, he didn't look great. He looked like he was like fearful of his life. And Banks just wasn't really doing shit. So I never was really high up on Seth Mitchell, but I think Deontay Wilder, based on what he does well, might be the goods, the next American heavyweight to carry the torch. And really, I don't see what the complaint is. Some people are like, oh, I heard he has a suspect chin. But again, who's been able to exploit that? And you got to consider in the heavyweight division, out of all divisions, these are grown-ass men. These are grown-ass men. So one punch can really change things. They're like, some of the dudes are like 6'5", 6'4", 6'6", fighting him. I mean, they're big dudes. They outweigh him. Some dudes outweigh him. And a punch is a punch, you know what I mean? Especially in the heavyweight division. So you have to be pretty equipped and tough to deal with that type of power. And I don't see what all the complaint is with Deontay Wilder in terms of, yeah, he's wild, but he's giving people what they want. It's like some of you motherfuckers want to you want to complain. I don't know, maybe it's racism, maybe you hate black fighters. I don't know what the case is, but let's say Timothy Bradley or Floyd Mayweather. They're too crafty. They don't go for the gusto. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't go for the knockout. Mayweather doesn't go for the knockout. He's feather-fisted. So I hate him. Then you got a guy who's a heavyweight doing what the fuck a heavyweight's supposed to do. Go in there, put on a show. He's charismatic and knock you the fuck out. And that's what he's been giving us. And people complain about that. Oh, he's a bum. He sucks. And yeah, he's not real. So it's just like some people just want to complain. You got a guy who uses the sweet science. You hate him. Then you got a guy who's just like all guts and glory and knocking fools out. Then you hate him too. So it's like some of you guys need to stand behind some of these American champions. I don't see what it is, because as soon as a foreigner comes, you guys are quick to be on his dick. Like, yeah, oh my gosh, Gennady Golovkin, he's a great fighter. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan. I don't care where you're from, but I support people from all over the world, not just one region or location or whatever. So Deontay Wilder, he's entertaining, puts on a show. He wants it. Yeah, I want to see him fight Tyson Fury. I want to see him fight Bermane Stiverne, Chris Arreola winner. I think Bermane Stiverne has a better shot against Deontay Wilder than Chris Arreola, and I'm a big Arreola fan. He's a heart-filled warrior. He has a monstrous chin, but I don't think that's a good fight for Chris Arreola. He's no Seth Mitchell, you know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys think of Deontay Wilder. What's next for him? Who do you want to see him fight? Like I said, mix him with anybody. I don't care. Put him in there with the Klitschko. I don't give a fuck. I just want to see some entertaining heavyweight matches like when I was growing up. What I used to see, you had people like Tyson, of course, Evander Holyfield. You had Lennox Lewis, Shannon Briggs. I mean, it just goes on and on. Riddick Bowe, just so many. Ray Mercers, Tommy Morrison. I'm just trying to get it back to when the heavyweight division was cracking. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, signing off.